Welcome to the Fishing Show. I'm Muskie Mike, and we got a great show for you today. As you can see, I got some people around me. We're going to start the RCL final day weigh-in of 10 top fishermen. This tournament actually started on Wednesday, fishing the Illinois River. And it started out with 330 fishermen, and they narrowed it down after 2 days to 20 top fishermen. And then on Friday, they narrowed it down to 10. And Saturday, today is the last day of it. We got 10 pros ready to take over the $50,000 prize plus a newly fully rigged boat. Well, we're excited to be here. These fishermen have fished starting out with the winter cold weather, 2 inches of snow on last Friday in most of their practice boats, and it went to 70 degrees then the day of opening or plus. And today it's chilly, it's cold, and we're anxious to see the top 10 fishermen for $50,000 in cash money plus a newly full rigged boat. So don't go away, stay tuned, because we're bringing you the RCL final day.
Be weighing fish here in just a minute. We started out 4 days ago, or actually last Wednesday morning, full field, 165 pros, 165 co-anglers. They fished for 2 days. They had the cumulative weight. It took about 23.5 pounds, I believe, on the pro side to make the 20 cut, and on the co-angler side it was about 1.5 pounds under that. We went down to 20 boats, went out yesterday morning, and they were vying for the top 10 spots, and the anglers you see coming across the stage today are those top 10 that have survived the original 165 boat field. We've got a great payback today. The winning pro is going to take home a check for $50,000 cash plus a fully rigged Ranger Crestliner or Lund boat, depending on whichever brand that they run, and that will be rigged with either Evinrude or a Yamaha outboard. And the winning co-angler will take home $15,000 cash. So with that, let's bring up our number 10 seed. Went out this morning, and everyone started from scratch today. And we've got Eric Olson out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and his co-angler partner here is Kelly Clem, and Kelly's out of Wheaton, Minnesota. Eric runs the Land O'Lakes boat and works for Evinrude Outboards. So let's start right now. We're going to weigh them one at a time. So if you reach in and take a fish out, and we'll set her in, we'll kind of work you up here. There we've got one nice sauger. Goes about 1.25 pounds. The goal is 6 fish today. Another one. Going to bring us up to just under 3 pounds here, or 2 3/4. Another one. They're getting bigger. Let's hear it for him as he pulls them out here. There's the 4th one. It'll keep you warm if you clap those hands. Come on. There's 5. Let's hear it. We're going to have a limit here to start out, Eric. There we go. We got 6 fish. Okay. 6 nice saugers, and they're going to come in at 9 pounds even. 9 pounds even. Let's hear it for Eric and Kelly. Go ahead, we'll take these fish off. Let me get you a rag to wipe off with here. Okay, Eric, let's tell us. I mean, you've had limits for 3 days straight here. Brought a limit in the final day. How are you feeling right now?
I actually feel pretty good. We went up to the dam today, and the water level was going. I mean, it was running hard, and a lot of debris on the way up in the morning. So right away, Kelly and I both were thinking, man, it's going to be tough downstream, and it was going up yesterday. Temperature dropped 7 degrees, and we knew our fish were going to stay. And I've worked a couple different presentations the whole 3-4 days now, so we just locked up and started working it and worked it all day long, and we just came on the top side. I mean, it was great. We actually sat and we were done at 9 and started culling at 9, and we culled up till noon, and then the bite kind of went down. And they varied the water level 4 times during the day, and we noticed the current would pick up and the boat would shift in one direction and the other. So it was a pretty rough deal, but we had a lot of fun. It was probably the most enjoyable day. Kelly and I were talking about it. It was just like we were out fishing together, just hanging out and having fun. It was a great time. But I have to thank all the people here that are hanging out in the cold, because I know it's miserable for you guys, because we've been standing on it all day, so we know what it's like. So thank you guys for showing up and hanging out and listening to us just talk about fish. So appreciate that.
Over here, They're leading the tournament right now with 9 pounds. We're going to keep them on stage until they get bumped off. So hopefully you can last through about 9 more anglers here. Next up, going out in the 9th spot this morning, we've got John Kolinsky out of Menasha, Wisconsin. His partner was Dan Miller out of Madison, Wisconsin. Johnny, Dan. Okay, let's start bringing these fish out. There we go. We got one. The weight to beat is 9 pounds even. 9 pounds even. Another one. Boy, it looks like you're starting out almost exactly the same here.
Are you coming over? Too late.
There's a third one. Come on, let's hear it now. We got 4 in here. Whoa, there we go. Now we're walking up. Okay, hold on now, John. Hold on now, John. Right now we've got 8 pounds 6 ounces. We got 5 fish in there. You're allowed to weigh 6. Do you want home? I think we got one more in here, and it's probably going to go over. There we go. Let's weigh it first, and then we'll get some photos, John. Go ahead. You're losing valuable weight there. Okay, we've got 6 fish going to come in at 10 pounds 15 ounces. 10-15. Way to go. Well, Johnny, good job today.
Thanks.
You're in first place, only 8 to go.
Yeah, it's going to be a long 8. Things are a lot tougher today. Weather changed. The water came up like a foot. Actually, the current increased by a mile an hour. A lot of debris in the water. Basically, what I did is I just probably spent 90% of my time jigging. Different spots throughout the river. My best success was on hair jigs. I always seem to do well down here on them. Orange or chartreuse is the best colors.
Vertical jigging, or were you pitching?
I was vertical jigging. I mean, I've noticed throughout the years the fish ain't real shallow here. They're always between 9 and 15 feet, so that's the areas I concentrated on. Today I had to do a little bit more moving. Right, started out the tournament, those fish had all left. We ended up going upriver and actually got into a pretty good bite until a barge came through, and it just wiped it out for us. It was an outside turn, and it kind of wrecked it for us, otherwise I think we did a lot better.
You like to jig fish, Dan?
Yes, sir, I do.
How many did you catch today?
Got a couple of them. Got the first one anyway.
Did you? Did you go through some fish? Were you able to cull some fish?
We never culled any fish. We had a few sublegal fish, but we didn't catch a whole lot of them.
So that's good then. 6 fish, 10-15. That's a good average there. Okay, fellas, we're going to stand you right over here. We're going to bring up our next pair. Our next pair is Mark Maravy out of Shorewood, Illinois, and Jim Barata out of Fremont, Nebraska. Many of you from the local area will remember Mark here a couple of weeks ago. He won the MWC tournament down here, and he had 3 great weights working his way up into the final round here. He's going to need 10-15. Mark, why don't you reach in there? Uh-oh. Have you got another one? Is there any fish in there? No fish. Well, that happens to the best of them, Mark.
Well, I don't know about that, but it happened to me.
What was your technique coming into today? Obviously, you probably stuck with it. Did you try to adjust today? Explain the water conditions, anything?
The adjustments today were just changing spots. The spot that I was on all week died. We were jigging quarter-ounce jigs downstream, then pulling 3/4 jigs upstream. And it was about half and half, but some of our better fish came on the big jig going upstream. So I spent the morning down there. That bite died. I ran to a few spots, couldn't get anything going, and I went back and died on that spot. So
let's hear it for these guys. And we're going to bring up our 4th pair here. We have Carl Grunwald out of Green Bay, Wisconsin, Dean Holden out of Red Wing, Minnesota. Set them right over here, fellas. And let's see what we're going to get here from Carl and Dean. Okay. There's one. 10-15 is the weight we're shooting for. There's 2. 3 of them. Working our way up, you need a couple of big ones now, Carl. There's 4. Whoa, okay. We got 4, and we're going to call them at 4 pounds, 12 ounces. 412, Carl. Well, it's good effort, Carl. You had great weight making it into the final round here. Why don't you explain a little bit of your presentation that you're using the last couple of days?
Okay, I've been all 4 days. I've been using nothing but lead core line and shad wraps. I did not have a jig rod in my boat. I had no minnows in my boat. I told myself I'm going to live or die with the core, and today we died with the core.
I know you were pretty confident this morning going out with the changing conditions that those crankbaits would be the ticket today. And, did nothing ever really got going on them, or did you have a few fish get off? Were they biting short?
No, I told myself I was going to grind it out. I was working one small area all 4 days, and I knew there was big fish in the area. Pulled a few of them out for the tournament, but boy, we got down there and the current was just moving. And I didn't know how to deal with it, and there was a lot of debris in the water. I could not keep my baits clean. The smart guys pulled out of there within an hour. I stayed there for 4.
No jig rods in the boat?
No.
4 pounds, 12 ounces on a day like today, not all that bad, but it won't win. Congratulations. Johnny. Okay, we'll get the next one up. We got Bill Leonard out of Esterville, Iowa coming up, and Marley Karuna Jr. He's got 1. And that's it. Ooh, things are starting to look better, John. Let's get the weight here. 1 pound, 1 ounce. 1 pound, 1 ounce. Well, Bill, give us a little rundown what you've been doing the last 4 days.
Well, first of all, the other day you asked me how I was doing, and I said better than Saddam Hussein, and I kind of think maybe we're close to tied now. We had a tough day, we really did, and the thing that was really tough for us is that our fish were there, and my partner's yet to weigh in, and I'm sitting there following him around, and he's throwing fish out left and right, and we just couldn't buy a bite. It was just it was a tough goal for us. We led court the whole day. It was the only thing I really had going. I didn't want to move in on anybody else, so I just stuck it out, and it didn't work.
What was your best bait this week?
Well, we pulled stick baits 90% of the time, and we used some Rapalas, and we did a little bit of jointed stuff too, and then we used some number 5 shad wraps too. So stick baits were our best bet. Chartreuse and Fire Tiger were our best colors, and we had a good day before yesterday with blue and white. It was good. So
I'm going to go over here and talk to John. We're halfway through, John.
That's a long half.
So you're guaranteed at least, I think, 5th place, or would it be 6th place?
6th.
6th? You feeling good?
So far.
You nervous yet, Dan?
No, sir.
Okay. Let's bring the next ones up. We have Scott Aller out of Welsh, Minnesota, and his partner was Gary Schmickrud out of Pollock, South Dakota. Why don't we set them over here and bring them out one at a time, Scott? Okay, let's hear it now each time he brings one out. There's one. That's a nice long sauger. He's 1 pound, 5 ounces. There's another one. We're up to 211. Getting a little fatter there. A little over 4 pounds. You're going to pick up the pace here, Scott. A little bit better. We're up to 5.5. We've got 4. You got a 5th one. There's another one. Got 6.9. You're going to need about a 6-pounder here, about a 5-pounder. Whoa, that's a nice long one there. That's going to be a couple of pounds there. Let's get the total weight here. We've got 6 fish, a 6-fish limit, our 3rd limit of the day, and we're going to call them at 8 pounds, 12 ounces. 8 pounds, 12 ounces. I believe that puts you currently in third place. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you've caught your fish the last 4 days, Scott?
We lead lined all 4 days. We pulled stick baits for the first 3 days religiously, and then today we had to change things a little bit because the water came up about a foot and the current came up about almost a mile an hour, and we ended up going to shad wraps just so we could, without the debris in the water, it's the only thing we could keep clean. And so that's basically what we did all week.
What was your best color pattern?
Well,
If you had to pick one.
it started out earlier in the week with a cleaner water. It was black and white, blue and white, chartreuse, and then today it was we ended up with 4 fire tigers just because of the dirtier water. They seem to produce a little bit better.
Okay, winding right down. We're down to the number 4 seed, Nick Johnson out of Elmwood, Wisconsin, and John Solek, who is our current Co-Angler of the Year, won the Co-Angler title last year, fished all the tournaments, and let's see what Nick and John have. Whoa, hey, we're starting out good here. Go ahead and put that one in, Nick, and we'll see what kind of weight we have with that first one. Over 2 pounds, 2 pounds and an ounce. Bring out 5 more of those and you should be there. No more? Oh. Great average, just the wrong number. Okay, 2 pounds, 1 ounce. 2 pounds, 1 ounce, the total for Nick and John. Well, let's spill your guts here. How were you catching your fish to get you to this point today?
Oh, we were doing a lot of lead lining, Mark. We had pulling a lot of core on the bottom, and it just got muddy and dirty on us today, and a lot of grass in the water. We had a really hard time just keep staying consistent, so we switched techniques today. We went down the river and we did a little pole lining, and I picked us up 1, but I'm afraid I didn't switch quick enough.
Let's hear it for John Solek and Nick Johnson. We are winding right down here. John, things are starting to look better. Now, what place are you guaranteed at this point? He's forgotten already. Okay. Next group up, we've got Rich Zakowski. He's out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Ben Sobrier out of Pinconning, Michigan. Set him right up here, Rick. Ben. Okay, why don't you come over here and we're going to let Rick start. Ooh, there's a fish in there. At least one. Look at that. Okay, 10-15 is what he's looking for to tie. We're starting out with a 1 pound, 7 ounces. We'll kind of give you a play-by-play here as we go up. There's another nice one. We're up to 215. Is that about the right average, John? I'm not keeping track. Oh, this is a little bigger. He might get back on track. We're up to 4 pounds, 8 ounces. You have to pick it up a little bit. Here comes another one. That's 4. Puts us up to just under, no, right at 6 pounds. Ooh. Hold on now. We got 5. We got 7 pounds, 7 ounces. If my math is correct, you're going to need, what, about 3.5 pounder.
Well, okay. We'll see if we got another one in the bag.
Oh, there is one. Oh, there is. Whoa, this is going to be close. Total weight, 9 pounds, 10 ounces, 9-10. Whoa. This is getting exciting.
Oh, it's very exciting. What, John, did I make you nervous? I just want to thank everybody in the community here, Wal-Mart, Ranger Boats, and Evinrude, Lund, Crestliner for putting on such a fine event. I had a great time fishing here, caught my limit every day. I think we went through, what did we go catch today, Ben? Like 50 fish today, something like that? And we weren't even using any live bait. We were pitching jigs just with tails that I bought right here at Walmart. It's kind of exciting. It's a great time, excellent fishery. Can't wait to get back here again.
Okay, down to 2 more. We've got Keith Ashbaugh coming to the scales, and Keith is out of that Pittsburgh area, New Alexander, PA, and Scott Hossauer out of Appleton, Wisconsin. And let's get this positioned here, Keith. Okay, here we've got one fish. Nice fat one. Now Keith he led the qualifying round. There's two of them here. Gonna need some bigger fish. Ooh, there's a nice one. Look at this one. Ooh. 4 fish. We're gonna call these at 7 pounds, 14 ounces, 714. Okay, Keith. You were hammering fish here for those first 3 days. Had biggest catch of the event on day 2. Tell us a little bit about your technique, because I know there's a ton of people that are waiting to hear it.
Well, he wants to hear it. I told him I'd teach him how to handline if he taught me how to jig. I want to thank Rick LaCourse, wherever he's at, for the hat he gave me to wear today, because I wasn't prepared, and for getting me started handlining. And I came out here the day before the tournament and handlined. And first pass in one area, I caught over 15 pounds, and I did it all 3 days of the tournament, including today, but conditions changed, but I knew I was on a big fish bite, and it continued. And with the 3 great partners I had, there's 4 great partners, we never lost a fish.
Well, tell me what kind of hook these fish were biting on where you never lost them, Keith.
Well, most of them were number 9 Rapalas in the fluorescent colors. Except I was adding a little bit of nightcrawler to them, to the front hook, and when the bite got a little bit tough, at least the small fish started tagging onto it. And we tried some bigger ones, we tried some smaller ones, baits, but the number 9s were working the best for us, and it was all in how you handline. Instead of lifting it up and down, I held it there. I didn't drag it on the bottom, I didn't pull it off the bottom, I just touched the bottom and held it up.
How did you arrive at that? I remember the first day when you come across the stage. You had started out a little slow that first day, if I remember right, and then you thought of something about the way you fish back home. Explain that to us.
Yeah, my partner Jeff and I won the 3 Rivers Walleye Classic in Pittsburgh trolling, and we started out this way, handlining here in pre-fish, and we were going 2.5 miles an hour with a handline, and that's kind of unheard of. And as the days progressed, we gradually slowed down a little bit, but I kept bumping it back up because I had that confident speed. And today we had to go a little bit slower because of the weather change, but we caught 4 decent fish.
Let's hear it for these 2, Scott and Keith. Hold on here now. We're down to the last boat, John. We're down to the last boat.
Okay, in time.
And right now, actually, the worst you can do is second place, which isn't all that bad. Tell us what's going through your mind right now.
I wish you'd pick up the pace a little bit. I got to take a leak.
Dan, 15,000, first place on the co-angler side.
Yes, sir. See what I had to put up with all day?
Okay, let's get it over with here. That's what we've been waiting for. One of these 2 pairs, and we've got Pat Nye out of Forestville, Wisconsin, coming to the scales, and his partner is Troy Wallwood. Troy's out of Grand Haven, Michigan. Pat, you had a great catch here all 3 days. You were dominant in number 2 in the qualifying. You led yesterday on the semifinal round, and all you need is 10 pounds, 15 ounces, and if I remember correctly, about 15.5 pounds is the least you've weighed so far in 3 days.
Right.
Okay, let's put the fish in and find out who's won this tournament. There's one, 10-15. We'll get you a tie, 11 pounds. We'll win this event today. There's 2. Gonna need to pick it up here. There's 3. There's 4. And that's it. Let's call these fish. 4 pounds, 9 ounces. 4 pounds, 9 ounces. Your champion, John Kolinsky out of Menasha, Wisconsin. Stand out front. Here you go. Get right out. Get it over your head, John.
All right.
John, I know you've won some big events before. You won, but this is, I know monetarily, this is the biggest event you've ever won.
Oh, yes, it is. It's unbelievable. I want to thank the RCL and Wal-Mart and everybody else for putting it on. I felt really comfortable coming in this tournament. I've been here quite a few times in the past years, MWC, and I stuck with the game plan, and it turned out to be phenomenal. I mean, I know it. I won't sink in until I way home. I know that. I mean, it's great.
Well, you've been at it a long time. You're certainly deserving, John. And, no matter how this season goes, you're off to as good a start as you could have gotten.
It can't get much better than this. I want to thank one sponsor, my wife.
Let's hear it for Karen Kolinsky. Go ahead, John.
Okay, there you have it. The RCLs came to an end. They're handing out the checks, bringing out the trophies. Everybody looks like they had a good time. In spite of the cold weather, there was a good turnout here to follow their fishermen. And we're happy to be part of it. Well, until next week, it's Muskie Mike for the Fishing Show. We'll see you next week.